Hello, beautiful ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions. And why that strange title? Well, you might not know about this historic shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness, but I'm going to talk about it at the end and give you a little message. But for now, stick around. But for now, we're watching Morissette Amon's Secret Love Song. And I'm excited. I love her. Let's go.
When you hold me in the street and you kiss me on the dance floor, I wish that we could be like that, but can we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours.
Wish 107.5.
We keep behind closed doors. Every time I see you, I tired some more. Stolen moments that will steal as the curtain falls. It'll never be enough. It's obvious you're meant for me. Every piece of you, it just fits perfectly. Every second, every thought, I'm in so deep, but I'll never show it on my face. But we know this, we gotta love.
I don't know. She shows everything on her face as far as I'm concerned. She has such an expressive face, doesn't she? Let's go back and watch that a little bit. By the way, if you're liking this, like my video, like hers later. It's in the notes. And subscribe. Here we go. Watch her face and see how expressive it is.
Of you, it just fits perfectly. Every second, every thought, I'm in so deep, but I'll never show it on my face. But we know this, we got a love that is homeless. What can you hold me in the street? What can I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. When you're with her, do you
Let's hear
call
that
her?
again, because that was, wow, so beautiful. When she really belts it. Wow, doesn't she just knock your socks off? Hang on. Let's go back.
What can you hold me in the street? What can I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. When you're with her, do you call her name like you do when you're with me? Does it feel the same? Would you leave if I was ready to settle down? Or would you play it safe and stay? But you know this, we got a love that is homeless. Why can't you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. I don't wanna.
She has a voice, doesn't she? Wow. She just has such a voice. Let's just go back a little again. Oh my goodness.
Why can't you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. I don't wanna live this way. I don't wanna hide this away. I wonder if it ever will change. I'm living for hold me in the street, and you kiss me on the dance floor. I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours, I'm yours. Oh, why can't you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. Why can't I say that I'm in love? I wanna shout it from the rooftops. I wish that.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Let's hear that again, where she does that. What's that called? There's a name for it. Singers, let me know. By the way, comment. Do you think okay? What do you think of this song? Like, is she not like just like rocking this song? But then again, there's the words of the song, so it's like, whoa, the words are kind of bringing it down, but then she's rocking you. Comment and see if you tell me if you know what I'm talking about.
We could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. Why can't I say that I'm in love? I wanna shout it from the rooftops. I wish that we could be like that. Why can't we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours. Why can't we be like that? Wish we could be like that.
Oh.
For more.
All right. Well, oh my goodness. As always, she just rocks a song. She just really, oh my goodness. And, it's a sad story, isn't it? But it's a story, it's a sadness of our own making, that kind of thing, is it not? I mean, when you're loving someone who's already taken by someone else, that's a recipe for disaster. And if we are in a position where we're loving someone who's taken by someone else, it's time to go look over here and say, what's up with me? Because I'm really setting myself up for a fall. Never mind the integrity of it and all of that, right? But what's up with me that I'm so attached to this person who's, there's a place when we're doing that. There's a place where we're not getting our love from within for ourselves. We're grabbing at it from somewhere else, right? That's not even a place where we're supposed to be grabbing it from, because that person's already got a relationship. Or you have the integrity and you say, okay, we want to be together. And that's understandable sometimes when you really do love someone and you say, we want to be together, so we need to cut this one off and us just be together. But to stick around in this situation where you're just in that limbo land, it smacks of a lack of self-love. That's really what it is. There's a lack of self-love within this person here who is, of course, sung by Morissette, not her, but whoever is, writing the song, whoever's in that situation. There's a lack of self-love, and it's time to go and see how you can boost up your self-love, because it's not an acceptable way to treat yourself, to put yourself in a position like that. And when a man or a woman, whichever way it may be, kind of takes advantage of that lack of your own self-love and lets you sit in that misery forever and ever, that's also not good for that person, because it's really bringing him down or her down, whoever you're in that relationship with. So not to lecture here, but this is so third dimensional, right? If you have your scale of 1 being fear, pain, suffering, that's suffering, and love, peace, bliss, joy, is over here on a 10, right? Well, it's pulling you that way, but she sings it beautifully, so a little bit it pulls you this way, but kind of pulling you this way, though, to be sad, to suffer, to stay in that. She doesn't even see a way out. She doesn't even say, here's a way out. I'm going to take a stand. I'm going to do something. No, I'm just going to stay in this forever and assume that it's hopeless. No, that is so third dimensional. So we're going because she sings it so beautiful, I'm not going lower than this. But sure, this song, in terms of pulling you toward third dimension, is like a 4. That's where I put that one. And that's the lowest I've put when Morissette's in. It's not about how she sings it. She does a great job. I mean, absolutely splendid. The song itself pulls us in a negative direction into the muck and mire of third dimension. That's our 5D message. And by the way, if you want to know a little bit more about me, because I've been a coach in my days as well, like a sort of a life coach. If you want to know about anything about me, just go to the About Me video on this YouTube, and it'll direct you to a longer video that tells you about my Forged in the Fire journey. And if you want to know some of the things that I'm offering that may help others, you can go to the description on YouTube and drop down to About Lorelei on Patreon, and that'll give you the gamut of that. But today, our 5D message: how do I find out more about this historic shift on 5D Earth? And that's a good question, because the way I sort of found out it was like happenstance things. Things were happening to me, and I'm going to tell that story in another video about how I did find out about it. But, it was like all these different things were happening to me that were kind of pushing myself in the direction. And so there, at one point, I came across this meditation, which is Diana Cooper and Tim Wilde, Activate Your 12 Chakras. 12, not 7, 12. Apparently we have even more than that. And that was so powerful to me. I had done many, many, many meditations, but that one was like, whoa, when I came out of it. What just happened to me? I just didn't even know. I just knew something big happened. And it was like I could feel like the essence of all these higher dimensional beings, like these angels and archangels and ascended masters, galactics. I didn't know what they were. I'm just naming them now. But at the time, I just feel their presence, that love. It was like a massive amount of love, just all around the whole planet, just all these beings, these individuals. And so, so I strongly suggest, if you want to see if you have a similar experience, this is all going to be found. That's going to be found on that a Patreon About Lorelei page, where you go to the YouTube and drop down, and you're going to find at the bottom of that is that meditation, and I suggest that meditation. In addition, I belong to a group called Ancient Awakenings. I came across that in my journey, and I said, this is great. So this is just very helpful to me. So that is about this whole shift going on, and you can go into weekly phone calls and whatnot. So that's another thing that's on that About Lorelei Patreon page. And then there's just the sheer going on YouTube and knowing what to put in, like going online, going on YouTube and knowing what to put in so that you can find this. And of course, some of the key phrases that you're going to put in on YouTube and on search, wherever you want to search. And I'll clue you in. Sometimes Google blocks this stuff a little bit. So you might want to go to like a DuckDuckGo type of search if you're not getting success. But so fifth dimension is one keyword. And hopefully you can not just get the old music group, the fifth dimension, but you'll get information about the fifth dimension. You can put in 5D Earth. You can put in 5D Earth is here. You can put in the ascension, the ascension of Earth. I mean, because you might get a lot of religious stuff if you put in the ascension, but the ascension really just means the rising up of our consciousness, rising up. Okay, so it's not that religious thing that you think of when people talk about, Jesus comes and the heavens open. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a rising up of our consciousness, which a lot of people call the ascension. So you can put the ascension in. You can put the ascension of Earth. You can put 5D Earth. You can put New Earth. You can put, fifth dimensional Earth, New Earth of Love. I mean, just try all these keywords, and then just start looking to see what you like. I found some really pivotal videos on YouTube in my beginnings of my journey that were like, whoa. And a lot of these things are going to be messages from the other higher dimensional beings, the galactics or the ascended masters or whatever. You'll find that masses of people are channeling messages from these individuals. Masses. Once you start looking down there, you're going to have an endless supply, because it'll just keep coming into your YouTube. As long as you're watching this stuff, it's just going to come into your YouTube and come into your YouTube and come into your YouTube, right? And so that's a great thing. And then the final thing I always just say is just, I find any kind of a higher vibrational meditation type thing soothing meditational music. I have 5D music on my site, music to get your 5D on. Listen to that, because you yourself may start to have those happenings, as I began to have, where you literally were seeing into the higher dimensions. You were you were having like traveling around in your astral body, and just going here, there, and everywhere, and seeing the individuals and feeling the individuals. I more feel them than see them with my third eye. I'm a kind of a feeling person. I sense them, I feel them. But working on being able to crystal clear see them, which a lot of people do. But I have a very strong sense always that they're where they are, what's going on, and so on and so forth. So these kinds of things can start to happen to you the more you listen to that higher dimensional music, the more you put yourself in that meditational state. And that's the biggest thing. Also, you can look for something, and this is not on my About Lorelei. It should be on there, but it's Saint Germain's 33 discourses. 33 discourses. Saint Germain's 33 discourses. And this is literally Saint Germain, who in the 1930s channeled 33 messages about this coming shift. Channeled them in the 1930s, right? So this stuff, and this ages very well. This does not get old, because it's actually perfect for what we're doing now. And that was pivotal to me, that 33 messages of the discourses. Saint Germain's 33 discourses. Paul White Gold Eagle does a wonderful reading of those. So you can look up that too on YouTube. Paul White Gold Eagle, and then find in his tab somewhere his 33 Saint Germain's 33 discourses. Because that was so powerful to me, because now I began to be able to do things, different kinds of practices, and make declarations and all kinds of things that would get me higher and higher and higher in vibration. And I still use them to this day. In fact, I found with all the business of life, I was kind of hurting myself a lot, like little stupid, ridiculous things, like when you put your hand in the refrigerator and you somehow catch your finger on the stupid shelf. Why is this happening, right? Because I'm such a high vibrational being. And what I realized is that it was because I was so busy. I was not putting the focus on doing those things that I learned from Saint Germain, like putting protections around me and putting and being in the higher vibration, all the things I learned from that. So right at that point, I realized, okay, I got to do that at least every other day, no matter what, come heck or high water, no matter what's happening with videos, I'm doing that. And that's how powerful that stuff is, because once it's bringing you up to that higher vibration, you really literally can't get hurt. That's why I was so astonished for these stupid little things that were happening. Like, how is that happening? I'm high vibrational. But apparently when you're overtired or whatever, you're slipping down a little bit, without realizing it. So these are some of the things that I highly suggest and just follow. I always say this is the most important. Follow your intuition. Follow your inner guidance. If you have a thought in your head to check something out, it's very possible that that's coming from your guides or your higher self. And you can give it the three chances rule. This is what I kind of do. Like, if I think of it once, it might be something. If I think of it twice, and it's a good thing, obviously not something bad, okay, but a good thing. I think of it twice, all right, well, that's okay. But if I think of that thing 3 times, or if somebody says it to me 3 times, that's it, done deal, I must go do it. That's how I did my very first personal growth course. I saw it in one place, somebody talked about it, never heard of it before, the Landmark Forum. Then in a whole different place, a bunch of people sitting around talking about it. Then in another whole different place, a bunch of people talking about it. I go, okay, here I go. I guess you're telling me to take this course. And it was the best thing I ever did in my entire life for myself and who I am. Obviously, not like having a baby or something. That's really amazing. But I mean, like, for me, it was the best thing I ever did. So that's trusting your guidance and maybe just giving it, because we have a lot of thoughts in a day, maybe give it that 3-time rule. And if it comes up 3 times, that's a go. Go check it out. And you can also check with your inner guidance. And there's an art to that. Like, there's a lot of ways to do that. But just sort of cultivate, looking within and sort of asking, is this right for me? Is the things that you find and you want to follow them. So Okay, beloved ones. I am, as we speak, probably getting ready for my daughter's shower, which is happening tomorrow. So I expect to put this on the day before my shower. So, so sending you, so send her your love, send her your blessings, and I'm sending you all the beautiful fifth dimensional energies, the love, the peace, the bliss, the joy, the abundance, sending it to you right now. Namaste. I honor the God in you.